Hi, I'm your goddess Nazca, here with Truckoma. We're reacting to more nostalgia.
Public School in the 90s, Part 3.
Yay.
Just to remind us how old we are.
With Brewstew.
All right, Public School in the 90s, Part 3. Ah, neat, another school episode that nobody asked for. Cool, sweet. Look, this is the last episode I'm doing of this series, okay?
Aww.
After this, I'll go back to talking about the Power Rangers and wrestling from the WWF Attitude Era. But right now, I'm talking about what public school was like in the 90s, okay?
Power Rangers and WWE, two of my favorite things. Dude, Power Rangers was like one of the first things I really got hooked on.
You know what I loved? I remember watching a lot of? What was the movie where they were cars? They had the cars that combined. I'm trying.
I don't know that
All right,
one.
is that fine? And the first thing that I want to talk about
is school jobs.
Now back
What?
I didn't have school job.
Me
in my
neither.
day, there were a plethora of little jobs that you'd have to do throughout the classroom. For instance, sometimes you got to be the paper pass router and pass back all the grade.
Okay, I get what you're saying. No, that's not a job. That's just.
Oh, the school chores, I guess.
Papers.
Yeah.
You know, see how badly your friends fucked up their spelling test and shit? Holy hell, a 47%! God damn, have fun digging ditches and sucking dick for money for the rest of your life, Eric.
No.
Piece of shit. Or maybe perhaps it was finally your week to be the goddamn line leader. You remember that?
Oh,
All right, everybody, we got
yeah.
a guest speaker.
I remember line leaders. You
Our
remember
school,
that?
Our school always did it alphabetical.
Huh.
At least I never remember having someone assign. It was always just alphabetical.
I feel like I remember line leaders. I don't. Yeah, I can't remember specifics about it though. My brain's so old and crusty.
Today. So I want a nice, neat, orderly line while we go down to the auditorium to listen to a crackhead tell us not to smoke crack. You got it? And of course, somebody always had to be the caboose at the end of the line, a job that, you know, nobody gave a shit about. Okay, I'm the caboose. Everybody move along now. Shut the fuck up, caboose. We don't gotta listen to you.
I think I remember that too.
But I gotta say, out of all the school jobs, I think that school crossing guard was the most pointless. I mean, you got your little belt and your stupid...
They didn't make us do that. And of course, I went to a school out in the country, so it didn't matter.
Yeah, I don't think I know this
flag on a stick,
one.
stand on the street
Oh.
corner like
Oh.
a...
I don't know this one because it's
while
outside.
all the kids walking to school just ignored your ass anyways. Halt! Stop walking! I am
Okay,
the...
yeah, no, I never had this because I never rode the bus or had any reason to cross the street when I was in, I guess, grade school. But my mom just picked me up. Also, I feel like I had special privileges in the sense because I got to be the very first person in school all the time because I got to go in the back in the lunch lady area in the cafeteria because my mom was the lunch lady.
Law! Shut the fuck up, crossing guard! We don't gotta listen to you! Bitch-ass crossing guard, you don't know shit! School jobs, they were important, all right? Hashtag fuck the caboose. All right, next up, what do we got?
The Pledge of Allegiance.
Yes! Dude! No! I gotta make this one special. Okay, I don't know where Brewstew's from. Where is he from?
It said Ohio.
He said Ohio?
Yeah.
You think? Okay. No. Pledge of Allegiance is special when you're in Texas, because you not only do the Pledge of Allegiance, you do the Pledge of Allegiance to our Texas flag.
Of course, you do it in Texas.
Texas!
We quit doing it in middle school, I think.
Texas honor!
I don't remember doing it, I don't remember doing it
Right,
in high
now,
school.
I know kids still do the Pledge of Allegiance in class, but I feel like it was a bit more emphasized back when I was a kid. I mean, it was basically how we started every school day, for Christ's sake. You'd wake your ass up and eat a toaster strudel for breakfast, you'd take your ass to school, and then you'd fucking...
Pledge your allegiance to the United States of America.
And to me, it's kind of funny. I mean, do you remember what it was like saying the pledge when you were in the first grade? You didn't know what the
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
What was the one for Texas?
I wish I could fucking remember. I had it burned in my brain, but no. I don't remember. I wish I
gonna look this
remember.
up.
Honor the Texas flag. I
Nope,
pledge
well, we're gonna look
allegiance.
this up right now.
Okay.
Okay. As soon as YouTube decides to load, we're gonna look this up right now.
On YouTube.
Texas Pledge Allegiance. Type it in now.
Where's my ex? Pledge of Allegiance, right there.
Why did they get the
I
brownest?
don't know.
Most. Why did they get?
No. I don't know. Just shut up and click a thing.
The Pledge of Allegiance to the Texas state flag. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to the Texas, one state under God, one and indivisible.
That's it. I don't know why I couldn't freaking remember that. It was so simple.
That's weird how.
Yeah, it's weird how the little look like.
Fuck we were doing? We could hardly wipe our ass, for Christ's sake. We could have been pledging our allegiance to fucking Jabberjaw the Shark for all we knew. You'd have kids that would only know like 60% of the words, just totally butchering the pledge and shit.
I always remembered it, but for whatever reason, my mind just burned it out of my brain for whatever reason. But it was that simple. It was that simple. As soon as I heard the little kids saying it, it's like, oh, I'm getting PTSD memories. Not bad PTSD.
One nation, on God, invisible, with liver teeth and mustaches for all. The end.
Yay, mustaches
we did the best
for
we could,
all.
all right? It's a goddamn Pledge of Allegiance. Hell, to this day as an adult, I'll dust off the old pledge first thing in the morning sometimes. With liver teeth and mustaches for all. What the fuck are you doing? The fucking Pledge of Allegiance, what does it look like? Hashtag on God. Hashtag invisible. All right, next up, we definitely got to talk about
Blood sport matches in the lunchroom. Ha!
What?
That's important to note
What?
that back when I was a kid, there were two things that you did not want to be labeled as. Number one was a jabroni, which we didn't really know what that was, but we definitely knew we didn't want to be one, that's for sure. And
That
number
was a
two
boy thing.
was a wuss. And a wuss was apparently anybody that had any fucking common sense whatsoever. Because the only way you could...
So the smart one. You don't want to be the smart one. You the pledge up to this day.
It's like the mindset of you use it or lose it.
For whatever reason, I remembered the American one just fine, and it was longer.
prove that you were not a wuss was to take part in these fucking blood sport matches in the lunchroom. Yeah, I'm talking about games like good old-fashioned bloody knuckles.
Ooh.
You know, where you take turns punching each other's
Come on, you were out in the boonies. You didn't do something like this.
Oh, kids did that shit all the time. I just wanted common sense, and then.
Oh, so you were the wuss.
I don't give a shit.
You were the wuss. You were the smart one.
Once we learned we could hit each other in the nuts, that was game over. Once we learned what that was,
until somebody cries or fractures a metacarpal. You know, kid shit.
You guys
That sort of thing. Well, our little
Okay.
version of bloody knuckles was a little different because we would take turns flinging a fucking quarter at the other person's fist. You know, until somebody cried or fractured a metacarpal.
Ooh. I'm glad I'm a girl.
And this was all just to show how big and bad we were, and that we definitely were not a fucking wuss. And if that wasn't bad enough, sometimes we'd even give each other eraser burns on purpose. You remember eraser burns? You remember that shit? When some psychopath, aka your fucking best friend, would whip out an eraser and just scrub the shit out of the back of your hand until you...
Did you ever have that done?
No, I don't know what we did. We stabbed each other with mechanical pencils.
Oh.
That shit hurts.
Sounds fun. I'm glad I'm a guy. You people, I mean, child. What?
Your skin fell off? Yeah, fucking fun times. I don't know what kind of Tyler Durden shit we were up to back then, but it was stupid as hell. Look, you see? No skin on the back of my head. You see how tough I am? Well, I can see how fucking stupid you are, I can tell you that. You're gonna get MRSA or some shit. What the fuck is the matter with you? Well, what can I say? Boys will be boys and all that shit,
Lead
right?
poisoning.
Blood sport matches in the lunchroom. Hashtag don't be a wuss.
Ugh.
All right, so we've reached the final topic. And that, of course, is...
The Pizza Hut Book It program.
I had that.
Now, I don't know where the...
I grew up in the country where we didn't have Pizza Hut.
Pizza Hut didn't exist for you.
It did. You just gotta drive 40 miles to it.
The country sucks.
We got Casey's Pizza.
Did you have a book thing for it?
Hell no.
I second movie on the Power Rangers. Want a second movie on the Power Rangers, huh? On a new Maze Runner. A new Kingsman movie.
Pizza Hut Book It program came from.
Yes.
I'm going to go ahead and guess that it was probably Bill Clinton's ass. Why not?
I
Maybe
remember
like
that.
the Secretary of Education was in the Oval Office like, Bill, what the fuck? We can't get first graders to read books. Oh, man, we can't? How about we try, I don't know,
get like a
pizza-based
little
reading
stamp
incentives?
thingy.
Bill, what the fuck? That's a great idea. Yep.
You got a little stamp. You get your teacher stamp it for you when you finish a book, and then you take it to your local Pizza Hut, and you get a free personal pan pizza.
They did not. Well, they couldn't. Like I said, the closest Pizza Hut was like a 45 miles away from where we went to school at. So, yeah.
No pizza for you.
No, we had Casey's Pizza. That's why I like Casey's Pizza.
Did you get a stamp?
You can rip the corner of the box off and get 10 of those. You get free pizza.
Did you have to read books for it, though?
I did have to read the box.
Yeah, I know it is. All right, so the concept of the Pizza Hut Book It program was pretty simple. First, everybody in your class got these little pins with these fucking 5 assholes on them, and every time you'd read an entire book, you got a little sticker medallion to put on the pin.
Oh, yeah, there were
and once you
stickers.
got all 5,
You got a free Pizza Hut personal pan pizza. Oh yeah, cool, neat.
now I'm not gonna lie, this shit took the fucking world by storm. It was
I gotta back up. 'Cause I
What?
gotta talk about it as a kid. I had this.
The Hungry Caterpillar?
The one I had lit up.
You had a light-up version of it?
Yes, I loved it as a kid.
it
Cool.
took the fucking world by storm. It was so popular that our teacher would have to quiz kids just to make sure that they actually, read the book and they weren't cheating.
Aw.
Yeah, I just got done reading this Very Hungry Caterpillar. Can I get a sticker now? Oh, you did ya? Well, tell me, what the fuck happens to the Very Hungry Caterpillar at the end? Oh, he got...
This is the prequel to Human Centipede.
AIDS and
Why?
died. No, the fuck he didn't, Eric. He got fat as hell, and then he turned into a pretty-ass butterfly. No pizza sticker for you, you fucking bullshitter, you. But I gotta say, I did the Pizza Hut Book It program the correct way. I'd read all those Choose Your Adventure Goosebump books.
Yes! Oh my goodness, I love those! I love the Choose Your Adventure Goosebumps books. Those were my favorite growing up. Oh.
What was it? Another one I read when I was... I had to read The Hatchet like 5 fucking times in school, I swear.
The Hatchet?
You never read the fucking book, The Hatchet?
The Goosebumps book?
No, it's about like a kid who was flying. It was some kid was flying over like Canada. The pilot had a heart attack, died mid-flight, landed in a lake, and he had to survive on his own for like 3 months.
That sounds like a cool book, but no, I never had to read that. Hatchet was pretty good. Oh, Blue Sky knows what you're talking about.
And then they made in the end, he got saved because he dived down with the plane because it landed in the lake and it sunk. Plane came back up. He swam in there, got the emergency radio, and escaped. There's a second, second universe of the book where the guy went back and changed it where the plane didn't float. But he had survived in the winter in Canada by himself.
Let's see, a book I remember reading was completely random. It was probably a book that shouldn't have been there. I'm trying to remember what grade I was in. I think it was at least high school, but it was I can't remember the name of the book, but it was about a male teacher whose student was in love with him, and obviously he didn't play that game, but she pretended that he rupited her, and he ended up going to prison and stuff. And the girl he was in love with, he was trying to date and stuff. It was really sad. It was a really sad story.
Yeah, it was probably not meant for kids.
Yeah, my teacher said, "Are you sure you want to read this? It has some really adult content." I'm like, yeah, I'm sure.
Try to pick the wrong decision on purpose just to end the book quickly? Your pet poodle is possessed by the devil. If you decide to hide in the basement, turn to page 12. If you decide to hide under a table, turn to page 45. Fuck it, I guess I'll hide under the table. Let's see. Yeah, you're fucking dead, you stupid asshole. The end. Oh, sweet. Yes, done. Another book down. All right. Well, you bet your ass when I got that 5th fucking medallion sticker, I walked in my local Pizza Hut like a goddamn pimp. I want my free personal pan pizza, motherfucker. I'm a learned young man. Give me pizza.
Yay,
Bill Clinton said
pizza.
so. Pizza Hut Book It program. What a time to be alive. Hashtag thank you.
Read and get fat. Yay, fatties.
I gotta Google something now.
What?
Hold on.
What you doing? Wait, we took my keyboard. Why? Why you take my keyboard? Why? I thought it was the opposite. Yeah. I mean, I guess normally and stuff, but no, this was a guy who was getting framed by this dumbass kid. Just because she was all like, he
It's
doesn't
still
like
a thing.
me. Oh, that's cool.
It's still a thing. Holy shit.
Cool. Can I get pizza?
No.
Aw.
Bill Clinton, all right. So that's it. That's what public school was like for me in the 90s. A little bit of good, a little bit of bad. But I think it's safe to say that it made me the man that I am today.
Yep.
A college dropout that does shitty stick figure cartoons on the internet. The end.
Yeah, Brewstew! That was this episode. Thank you, bye!